Hello everybody, this is JohnnyFerno talking, and welcome to the next episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 4. Now, this is the new episode, and I can see I need to change my lighting. Much better. Now, I will have to say sorry for if you hear some noises in the background. My family is watching Doctor Who downstairs. I won't say what episode it is. Spoilers. But yeah, let's get down right to it, shall we? The next episode of the thrilling Season 4. It has been good so far, only one bump with Daring Don't. But let's see what it is. As we take on the episode 7? Yes, episode 7 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Bats! Let's watch. Now let us see. Applejack episode?
Any minute now. Yeah! It's officially Apple Bucking Day!
Apple
Look at all
Bucking
those
Day.
apples. Ripe and juicy. Perfect for bucking.
Oh, Applejack. This isn't really helping your apple meme.
What the heck is
Rotten
going
apples?
on? They're back!
More bad apple. Bats!
My little pony, my
But also noticed during that little trot she had through the trees, the animation was clearly amplified. That's cool.
Until you all shared its magic with me.
Big adventures, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness is an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete to have mine.
Do you know you're all my very best friends?
Now let's see. Who's the writer of this episode?
Attention! This is a Sweet Apple Acres Code Red. I
Damn.
need all hooves and claws on deck.
Calm down, Applejack.
Calm down? How can I calm down at a time like this? Vampire fruit bats are attacking Sweet Apple Acres.
But I thought the fruit bats usually stayed put in the West Orchard.
The fruit bats do, but these aren't just
I'll
your
make my coffee
everyday
wrote
ordinary
this.
fruit
Cool.
bats. They're vampire fruit bats.
Vampire fruit
I'll
bats.
be darned if they think they're gonna sink their fangs into my blue ribbon apple.
Ooh! That's one big apple.
This here's our entry into the Appaloosa State Fair's produce competition. You know how much TLC goes into getting an apple to grow like this?
Applejack, when you go big, you really go big.
Them
Please
vampire
don't take
bats
that out of
want to
context.
shrivel it up like a raisin.
Oh, I'm sure if we just let them know how special that particular apple is to you, they'll leave it alone.
Yeah, right. Be my guest.
Whoa, that looks sinister.
Excuse me, Mr. Vampire Bat. We were just wondering if maybe you wouldn't mind leaving that really big apple alone?
Oh, how can you say no to that? That's it, vampire
Well,
fruit bats.
what'd he
That's
say?
it.
Yes.
Huh?
But it could have been a no.
Oh,
This is the first vampire fruit bat I've ever met, and, well, it might take some time for me to really understand their language.
uh-huh. And in the meantime, this pest and his vermin friends are gonna go after my prized apple. And while they're at it, every other apple in the orchard. These vampire bats are nothing but a bunch of monsters.
Monsters? Oh, that's a bit harsh, don't you think?
Maybe
no,
a
I
bit.
do not.
Those vampire bats will give you
Song!
a fright. Eating apples both day and night. They rest for a minute, maybe 3. Then they're eating every apple in your apple tree.
Oh my god!
They don't care about nada, not zilch, no nothing, except bringing about an orchard's destruction.
Now wait just a minute, there's another side to this. And if I did not defend them, then I would be remiss. These bats are mamas and papas too. They care for their young just like we ponies do.
Oh, give me a break, you're being too kind. These creatures have a one-track mind. The orchard is not their restaurant. But do they ever think what others may want? No, they don't. And that is just a fact. These bats, they simply don't know how to act.
That's where I have to disagree. They're loyal to their family, spreading seeds both far and wide.
You see one coming, you better run and hide.
Damn!
They're big and ugly and mean as sin. Will you look at the state my trees are in?
They help your trees, they'll grow stronger, faster.
They've turned my life to a total disaster.
Damn!
Well, I for one don't have a doubt. These vermin must be stamped right out.
I second that, they've got to go. These bats, they've got to hit the road. It comes down to just one simple fact. They've crossed the line, it's time to fight them.
Stop the bats, stop the bats. Make them go
my
and
God.
not come back. Stop the bats, stop the bats.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Make
this is a
them
bit
go
much.
and not come back. Stop the bats, stop the bats. Make them go and not come back.
Yes, it comes down to just one simple fact. They've crossed the line, it's time that we attack.
I'm getting a vibe of like savages from
Sorry,
Pocahontas
Fluttershy,
here.
but I believe Applejack has made the better argument. These vampire fruit bats sound downright dreadful.
So let's get to rounding them up so that they don't destroy the rest of my orchard.
Fruit bat roundup, fruit bat roundup.
Wait, what?
Excuse me, but what if instead of rounding them up, we let them have part of the orchard?
Have you lost your pest-loving mind?
They're only here because they're hungry. If we built a sanctuary for them, they could have their own apples to enjoy. After a while, they could even help the rest of your orchard.
How?
The vampire bats don't eat the seeds of the apples, and when they spit them out, they grow into even more productive apple trees.
Listen, Fluttershy, that sounds real nice and all, but every second we spend building this so-called sanctuary is a second they'll spend destroying orchard. You
Yeah.
don't know what it was like the last time there was an infestation, but Granny Smith has told me enough stories about it that just the thought of it gives me nightmares. Granny says we lost a huge section of orchard that year. They had to ration out apples all winter.
What about the cider? There was still cider, right?
Not a drop.
No cider? No cider? We need to round up these monsters and we need to do it now!
Rainbow Dash, you're
If
a
Granny
drunk.
Smith
Go
wasn't with
home.
Apple Bloom and Big Mac checking out our produce competition in Appaloosa, she'd be here telling us to do just that.
I'm sorry, Fluttershy, but I think Applejack is right.
Yeah.
I just wish there was another way we could convince them not to eat them in the first place. Maybe there is.
I don't like that look.
So
And that's
there's
the
good
bees.
news and bad news. The good news is that I found a spell that can get the vampire fruit bats to stop wanting to suck the juice from the apples. But in order for the spell to work, I need the bats' full and complete attention.
Oh no.
Fluttershy, I need you to do your stare on the bats.
Oh gosh. I don't
Continuity!
What's the problem? You've used the stare plenty of times before.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not something I take lightly. I've made a vow not to use it except in dire circumstances.
This circumstance is plenty dire to me.
Me too. Think of the cider. Won't some pony please think of the cider?
You know we used to drink from these, right?
I'm sorry.
That was not
I just
cider,
don't
that was
like
like
the idea
honey.
of taking away the thing that really makes the vampire fruit bats vampire fruit bats. It just feels wrong.
But if we don't do this, there won't be any apples left for any pony here in Ponyville. Doesn't that feel wrong too?
I'm not sure how to feel
So
about
what's it
this.
gonna be, Fluttershy? Will you do your stare on the bats or not?
Both sides have
Okay,
points.
I'll do it. Good choice. I knew you wouldn't side with those icky bats. I'm not icky.
First round of cider's on me.
Hold it right there. We gotta round up these beasts with wings first. Time's a wasting.
rarity. Damn, those things look sinister as hell. Gotta get them all. Catch them all. Was that too soon? I don't know.
Good work, every pony. I think we got them all. Now all we need is for you to do your stare.
Are you sure I really need... Okay.
I'm not sure how to feel about this.
I really hate to do this to you. I just hope you can forgive me.
Good. Now you go, Twilight.
All right.
What is she going to do then? Like, make them want to suck the trees or suck the wood? Something very bad. Oh no, is it going to affect Fluttershy in some way?
You can stop staring, Fluttershy.
Did it work? Only one way to find out for sure. My crop is safe!
Oh god, Fluttershy. Something's going to happen to Fluttershy, just know it.
I want to thank you for your help. I couldn't have done it without you. Don't mention it, Applejack. It was my pleasure.
What did you do? I'm sorry about that.
Now all we gotta do is sweep up these cores so I can start bucking fresh tomorrow morning. Apple
knew it.
bucking day, take 2.
Take 2. Action!
Yeehaw! Time to collect those juicy sweet apples.
The spell didn't work.
You're darn tootin' the spell didn't work. I think we're gonna have to take more extreme measures.
We're going to have like a
Applejack. Come on, everybody.
Dracula thing, find the vampire thing. Vampires now.
Wait a minute. I don't think these bats are the ones that suck my apples dry.
But if the vampire bats aren't eating your apples...
Who is? Fluttershy, you're our animal expert. Do you know of any other creature that might be capable of this?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll have to catch whoever it is in the act.
And how do you propose we do that?
A stakeout.
I don't know what kind of reference I'm going to pull from this.
Witching hour. Maybe we should just call this off. I'm not sure about the rest of you guys, but I'm really hungry. Oh, Fluttershy, it'll be okay. Don't forget, darling, we're all in this together.
That's right. No pony leaves this orchard until we solve this mystery. Agreed?
Agreed!
Does every pony have their pony signal? Now remember, Pinkie Pie, only use a signal if you see something suspicious.
I got it! Something suspicious!
I can't help but love this.
What you doing?
What you doing?
All right, now every pony split up. We'll each patrol our own row of the orchard. Whoever or whatever's destroying my apples has gotta be here somewhere.
I have a bad feeling about this. A really bad feeling about this. That apple, it looks so juicy and sweet.
Oh god, the memes.
What was that?
Jesus, not a vampire. Vampire shy?
Who's there? Oh,
Does her wings grow
it's
tacky as well? That's
obviously
awesome.
No need to worry about that shadowy figure overhead.
Jesus.
Maybe there is. I think I'll just go see how Rainbow Dash is doing.
My God.
Who's there?
I cannot wait to see her new form. Yes, I know it's Fluttershy. What a scare.
Answer me, or you'll regret it. Fine, have it your own way.
Scarecrow?
Take that.
Yep, Scarecrow.
You scarecrow.
Sorry.
Applejack, what is it?
Oh my. Oh my God. What?
Fluttershy? Yee-hoo! Fluttershy! That's not Fluttershy. That's Flutterbat. We've got to get her down from there.
I knew should have seen that one coming.
Fluttershy, sweetness, please come down. And do stop being a vampire bat.
I think that's
Fluttershy,
Vampire Shy
it's
for
me,
no.
Rainbow Dash. Why don't you cut the bad act and come on down?
Jesus.
Whoa! Maybe we should just let her come down when she's ready. Flutterbat on the loose! Run,
Pinkie Pie, calm down. See? She's back on her branch.
She's just biding her time, waiting for the right moment to pounce.
Pinkie Pie, bats don't eat ponies. Not even vampire bats.
But maybe vampire ponies eat other ponies. I'm not taking any chances.
Hey there, Gems. Rarity this.
How did this happen? That's what I don't understand.
I think this was actually our fault.
Our fault?
Yep.
And how'd you figure that?
Flashback. Wait, what?
Okay, so this is me, these are the
Okay.
bats, and this is Fluttershy doing her stare. The spell was supposed to go right onto the bats like this. But somehow the spell must have backfired. It took the vampire fruit bat's desire to be vampire fruit bats and transferred that desire into Fluttershy. Come on, we'll reverse the spell and make it right.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's save Fluttershy before that thing eats us all!
Oh my. Wait, is she actually going to do it?
Follow that bat!
I can sense the fanfics. Whoa. That actually looks really
believe
cool.
we lost her.
Oh, Fluttershy, where are you?
How is this going to end?
Look out! No! If she keeps this up, your whole crop will be gone in no time.
That's the least of my worries. I just want my friend back.
We'll never get her back unless we corner her and catch her so I can reverse the spell.
Still, that is a cool concept. Really, it is.
There she is.
There she goes!
Oh, this is no use. I think the only way we're gonna catch her is if we find a way to lure her closer to us.
But even if we can lure her to us, how are we gonna get her to stay still long enough for you to do your reverse spell?
Oh, if only we had Fluttershy to do her stare on the Flutterbat.
That's it.
What?
Okay, let's get our friend back. Action stations.
Wait, she's going to sacrifice her big apple?
So much for having the winning apple in the Appaloosa State Fair, huh?
Oh, that actually looks good. What am I doing? Am I becoming a vampire bat? Or a vampire fruit bat?
She's coming!
No, perhaps you're allowed. transformer back to normal.
Yay, Fluttershy!
Ooh, that was cool.
Oh, where am I?
You in order, middle of the night, former vampire shy.
Thank goodness you're
Fluttered
okay.
But what happened to me? You turned into a vampire pony! I tried to eat ponies?
Of course not.
So I wasn't a vampire?
Yes.
Yes, I was, or yes, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
But I didn't try to eat ponies?
Wait, vampire vampire ponies are becoming
I'm
canon?
confused.
Oh crap.
Me too. And I was there.
But I missed that.
Fluttershy, I'm real sorry I didn't take your suggestion in the first place.
And don't forget, now you'll get seeds that will grow into even bigger and better apple trees.
Does that mean what I think it means?
More freaking
Yep,
cider
More cider too.
for your front flank.
Okay, got the part about the spell, Fluttershy turning into a bat, building the sanctuary. Be sure to put in there that I came to see that my short-term solution was a little short-sighted.
And that you shouldn't let any pony pressure you into doing something you don't think is right. Sometimes you have to tell even your closest friends no.
Now, how
Holy
about
crap,
we
that's a
celebrate
very
our
good
stronger
lesson.
than ever friendship with a nice, ripe, juicy apple.
Stand back! I want to suck its juice.
Sweet. Ooh! 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 Wait! Oh! Oh! Vampire! She's a vampire, I tell ya! Somebody call Helsing. We need you on this. Never mind. Jokes aside. This was a good episode. Really good episode. I like it. I enjoyed it a lot. Very good episode. Okay, I don't have to over exaggerate. Okay, it was a good episode. Very. I fail to see any major complaints with it, besides Applejack not really being able to listen to Fluttershy in the first place. And I have to admit, the song, while it was good, it was surprisingly very dark and aggressive. Again, it reminded me of like Savages from the Pocahontas Disney movie. And that's much. That is very much. But overall, it was a very good episode. The animation, while not having been upgraded, still looks very good, as always. The voice acting was amazing, as usual. Glad to see that Andrea Libman is just having plain old fun being Pinkie Pie. The concept, the premise was very good. There's still the problem of that this, along with some of the recent episodes, haven't really done anything to progress the major storyline with the box. It has kind of been forgotten since episode 1 to 3. I'm kind of afraid that they will like pop it in at the last few, like 3 episodes, and then just solve the whole thing. And I really hope they won't do that, because I want to see this supposedly season-long storyline being developed on. But that is my only gripe. Otherwise, I think this is a great episode. And the moral was incredibly good. Like, really, that was really, really good. Yeah. My rating for this episode is a 9 out of 10 for that one season plotline gripe. Yeah. I think that's good. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, like, comments, favorite, subscribe. I'll see you all next time!